Hello and welcome to the channel How We Move the Decimal. In today's video, I'm continuing my journey of photographing Barbie ornaments. And I'm using a very high-tech and expensive setup as a trifold cardboard from Hobby Lobby for $2.50 and a light I got at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 balanced on my lap and held in place by my chin. We only do the best here. Maybe one of these days I'll invest in a light box, but honestly, I don't see that happening. My husband and I often joke about our very low standards of life, and as long as it works, it works. I might actually get a ring light because this light's a little too reflective, but that's probably the most expensive I'm going to go for a setup. Again, not full-time. I am doing the springtime Barbie lot. Granted, Barbies do not sell a lot. Like, they do not sell for much on their own, but they do sell decently as a lot. I just sold a lot of 6 for $30. This is pretty close to Christmas for my liking. I didn't get to these in time. Like I mentioned in the previous video about the Barbie ornaments, I should have started listing these in August, and it's after Thanksgiving, and the only reason I remember it's after Thanksgiving is because I have green hair in this video. So I'm not even listing these until after Thanksgiving, possibly the first week of December. I will let these ornaments ride for a year. I do sell ornaments after Christmas, especially right after Christmas when people are putting their Christmas trees up. They're going, man, I really wish I had that one ornament to complete my collection. Or, oh crap, I just broke grandma's favorite Barbie ornament. Now the lot I did sell, the lady left a lovely feedback. And her feedback was that her granddaughter wanted a Barbie tree, which was kind of sweet. Considering these came from my grandma, to have them go to a granddaughter is kind of nice. And these are not all of her ornaments. She had dozens and dozens of Barbie ornaments that everybody picked their favorites from. These are just the leftovers that nobody wanted, and they needed homes where people wanted them. So I will keep these at least until after Christmas, mainly because that is when, again, broken ornaments and whatnot. I will say, going back on feedback while I photograph these, I've been getting a lot of feedback lately, and it's positive feedback, which is nice, but it's also very constructive feedback and kind of validating feedback. I've gotten feedback on how well I pack slides, and I really should do a video on packing slides, because the person's that left me the feedback, wonderful person, said that they were very pleased with how nicely the slides were packed. They weren't just thrown in a box and sent to them. And I pack my slides nicely, either back in their individual boxes or leftover extra slide boxes that I have, and I'll send the whole box with them. A lot of times it's the actual plastic viewing trays. I have no use for them. I'm not going to hoard viewing trays. They don't sell for that much on eBay. If the slides are a big enough lot that they can go into a viewing tray. In my viewing trays, I can get about 200 slides in them if I wiggle and double up and stuff. So if I sell a lot that's over 100 or close to 200, I will put it in the viewing trays and just ship it in a 10 by 8 by 6 box. So, and I also have smaller boxes that I bought for 50 cents a box, and I will put the pricier slides in those, or the smaller lots that are selling for higher. But I did get complimented on my packaging, and I got complimented on my packaging for clothing, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, and I feel very much validated now, someone left a comment about how clean the clothing was they got from me, and they were very pleased that it seemed washed and it was in better condition than what they've gotten from other sellers, which is great and kind of validates me washing the clothes now before I list them. I always wash the clothes before I list them. One, they came from a thrift store, and I don't want my house to smell like a thrift store. I don't know if your guys' thrift stores have a very particular smell. We have one thrift store in town that has a very, very particular smell to it, and I don't want my house to smell like that. So washing them helps me. It also helps me find if there's any flaws or defects. Something I think may just be dirt ends up not being dirt, and if it doesn't come out in the wash, then I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to waste my time stain treating it. I'm not going to sell someone damaged goods. It also can help if there is dry rot. I may not see that until it gets washed. So that is just why I wash everything. I want to make sure that any stains that are there are not coming out in the wash. I don't want to start listing it, see a stain, and go, oh man, maybe I should try to get that stain out. Let me put it in the wash. And then it sits downstairs in a hamper for the next 6 months because I don't have my life together. It's just easier for me to go straight from thrift store to laundry room. I do try to wash all of my items together that I've thrifted. This is relatively easy when I go to the bins. It's harder when I go to individual thrift stores because I don't get enough inventory to wash all of that together. So I end up having to wash that with, my own items or run a very small load. But having that feedback was great, and that is constructive feedback. If I sent somebody something and they thought it needed to be washed, I would like to know that too. I mean, I would really hope they don't leave me a negative, but I would like to know. This is and I said it in my last Barbie video, one of these Barbies is broken, and it's not the Native American Barbie. I take the Asian Barbie out of the box and her feet fall off. So I don't list her. I will not sell a broken Hallmark ornament. I will not sell a repaired Hallmark ornament. I've been watching eBay sellers online and they're like, oh yeah, I'll just fix that, then I'll list it. No. I don't want to do that. It's ruin the integrity, especially when it comes to like Hallmark ornaments or Legos or Funko Pops or anything that people are collecting based on quality. I don't want to sell them something that's repaired and not disclose it. If it's like a really big item, I would just sell it broken and say, repair it yourself. But I've had other, I've watched videos and stuff where things have come back on sellers, even if they've listed 4 parts only, broken. We do that with electronics that we have no way of testing. Well, 4 parts only, no way of knowing if it works. But we still have people buying it and then getting upset that it doesn't work when we can't guarantee it doesn't work. Now, Native American Barbie did not have any bubble wrap in her box. I did not feel good about putting her back in the box. My cat wants to do a photo shoot in this. He is very into everything, but also look how shiny his fur is. He's super healthy and loves to get in on whatever I'm doing. Our kids like to joke that he's my cat. He's sniffing the camera, trying to figure out what's going on. Sorry, you're getting a lot of cat in this video. As you can tell, he's a tuxedo. He is 3 years old. He was born in September of 2020, and we adopted him in November of 2020, and he was very cute, and he was the only kitten at the shelter because in 2020 people were adopting animals or having babies, and I was not having any more babies. So I called our local animal shelter and said, I would like a short-haired kitten. Do you have any? And they say, we have one. He's left all by himself and his siblings were adopted. And he had no other kittens there to play with. So we got there and that's how we got Dylan. His litter mates or the other kittens that were there at the same time were all named after 90210 characters. I told my kids they could name the cat whatever they wanted and they all agreed in unison, and they don't agree on things much, but they all agreed they liked the name the shelter gave them. So Dylan it stayed. We call him Dilbert, Dill Pickle, all of the above. But that is a history on our cat. These are more vintage ornaments. These are doves. I found them online. I guess they come in 4 different wing patterns. So their wings are up, their wings to the side. I'm assuming they're originally a 4 lot. Most of the ones I found were only listed in pairs, and I didn't find my exact wing pattern pair. I'm only listing them for $10. There is some discoloration. Again, they could be scrubbed. I'm not going to scrub them with a toothbrush. It's not mold or anything. So I'm not that worried about it. I honestly think it's I don't know if anybody remembers this from the 80s and 90s. There was a spray you could spray on your artificial trees to make it smell like pine. And that stuff was a very corrosive or acidic or something. It was probably also cancerous because everything we grew up with in the 90s was cancerous. But you sprayed it on the tree and it literally ate through Christmas ornaments. My grandma, who was the Hallmark, like, obsessive person in our household, was so pissed that it would like eat through her ornaments or it would discolor glass balls and stuff. But she still used it. We just had to be more careful when we sprayed it, or stick our hand all the way in the tree and spray it around the trunk of the fake tree. I don't know why she just didn't give it up. Nobody really likes the smell of fake pine. Like, real pine tree, that's a nice smell. Fake pine tree smells like a car air freshener. But she still wanted it done, and I think that's what happened to those ornaments. I think they got some of the fake pine scent on it. This is a tiny miniature ornament. Now, I was obsessed with miniature ornaments when I was little. I had my own miniature tree that I put by my bed. And again, my Hallmark, maybe slightly OCD grandmother would go insane because I would constantly change the placements of the ornaments every night. I would play with them in the tree when I was little. I loved it. I don't know why I have a motorcycle mini. Now, I did sell this ornament. This is an Avon birthstone ornament, and it's an angel, and I was very surprised. It was actually the first ornament of this lot to sell. Next was the Barbies. I was very surprised this sold. I was not expecting it to sell. I was expecting to eventually donate it. Now, this is my ornament. So my angel-obsessed grandmother decided as a Christmas present to get me an angel birthstone ornament because I did not care about angels at all. But apparently, if I buy you something that I want to hang on the tree because it has your birthstone on it, it's a present for you. Or that's a justification. This is, again, Avon ornaments. This is a garnet, and which is my birthstone. So, but they're fake. They're not real birthstones or anything. They're like stick-on gems. But it's sold, and it's gone. It found its new owner. This is another ornament I listed on its own. If I had other car ornaments, I would list it as a lot. I don't. This is a singular ornament. I don't know why we have a car ornament. It's not something anybody in our family really collected. I don't know how it came into the collection of ornaments, and I'm pretty sure that's why it ended up being given to me to sell. There is some damage on the box, and that is why I did take pictures of it. Not rip damage or anything, but smush damage. And these boxes are notoriously hard to get open. I don't know how anybody with any like dexterity issues can open these. It is still in its clamshell. I make sure to take a picture of it in its clamshell so people know it does have its clamshell, because a lot of ornaments don't, and a lot of the ones I pictured in the last video did not have their clamshells. So I wanted to make sure this one had its clamshell, and I take a picture of the little car. I mean, people collect Matchbox cars, I guess. Maybe they want a car ornament. I don't know. It's not going on anybody's tree. My tree, our personal family tree, has a bunch of children-made ornaments on it that are shatterproof because we have children and a cat. We stopped our cat from climbing on the tree this year because we didn't put a star on it. There is no topper on our tree, and apparently that was his, like, you know when you rock climb and they have like the bell at the top of the rock climbing wall? Apparently the star on the top of the tree was his like bell, and he just climbed the tree to reach the star and get an accomplishment trophy. But we didn't put the star on. He stopped climbing the tree. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.